Transforming your life through hypnotherapy has never been easier. With the help of your host, Julie from coachinghypnosis.net, and these power-packed minisodes, you're sure to find yourself engaging in more positive behaviors around both your physical and mental health. Here's your host, Julie.
G'day, it's Julie from coachinghypnosis.net, and you deserve to know the one incredible creativity hypnosis trick for 2022, because people are exhausted of being a hero and having no creative mojo at the same time. I'm not a therapist or psychotherapist, and this is my 9th year as a clinical hypnotherapist in strategic psychotherapy. I currently help my clients online. They change their life without changing out of their pajamas. And creative burnout sucks. You can feel physical fatigue, increased irritability, feelings of dread, procrastination, and you can just feel like a robot relying on your trusted formulas to get stuff done, but your mojo is completely missing. It's a load of BS. But what you might not know is in the center of your brain is a pineal gland. It's thought to have some connection with a higher source of light, and it's the only structure in the brain that contains, like a crystal, like in radio sets. The pituitary gland orchestrates the physical world of the body, and these two glands function and connect on the physical and emotional mental levels. Your pineal gland lies slightly behind and above the ears in the center of the brain, and the pituitary gland lies slightly forward and below the ears in the center of the brain. Between the pineal and pituitary glands is a sea of special spinal fluid surrounded by the thalamus and hypothalamus glands. And as you know, the thalamus and hypothalamus glands deal with memory, identity, relationships, and the neurons at the central sulcus, an area of your brain's cortex that stretches from one ear across the top of the brain, the two halves, the right and left. It fires in a systematic way towards the center of the brain, bringing the focus of attention to this inner seed in a manner that together brings the most powerfully creative physical systems in the brain with intention. And this is the magical combination. And as you know, the brain itself has at least 70% water and is fed by the cerebrospinal fluid that washes through and around it. And because of this, you might want to get more motivated to keep your fluids clear, because the water literally washes the brain using cerebrospinal fluids, activating the master glands and opening up the consciousness by stimulating the pineal gland. And if you shop around for images that create visual diffusion and convergence, looking at them from a distance, the body builds blood supply to the front right quadrant of the brain, and this is the area of creativity and imaginative thought. Diffusion is a physical process that refers to the net movement of molecules from a region to high concentration to lower. Like if you go to Starbucks and smell the coffee, the smell of the coffee has diffused throughout the coffee shop. Denoising diffusion is an emerging topic in computer vision. A diffusion model is a deep generative model that is based upon two stages. In the forward diffusion stage, the input data is gradually perturbed over several steps by adding Gaussian noise. In the reverse stage, a model is tasked at recovering the original input data by learning to gradually reverse the diffusion process step by step, and it gets better. You can also stare at art to stimulate creativity. More specifically, you need to stare at a series of black and white lines, because staring at black and white lines develops enhanced visual color processing in the brain. In sunlight, you should be able to see up to 14 colors. Some people see 3 to 5 colors in a rainbow, others see 7. There are, in fact, 14 to see in a picture of black and white lines, not counting the black lines that separate each color. And maybe you should sleep more, because some great literary works have been conceived by sleeping. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde is the result of Robert Louis Stevenson being desperate for money with nothing to write about until his inspiration came to him in a dream. And I can only imagine someone like you is a modern-day Beethoven, a pioneering Archimedes, or an ingenious Thomas Edison has already tried mental stimulation like evening courses, learning languages, writing poetry, fiction, writing in a journal, painting, sculpting, gardening, music composition. You've tried to build a deck or a pathway, played chess, card games, Scrabble, listened to music, the radio, taken lessons in singing, dancing, attended concerts, drama, movies. You've gone hiking, identified plants and animals, tried home craftsmanship, photography, vibrational medicine, or learning new words. But to quote Don Tolman, each plant speaks to those with eyes and ears to see and hear. In other words, those who are open to talk, their abundant, gentle messages spoken in sign language, the same as the tongue or sign language of the cards of language and signs and spin, applied to the intelligence of plants. Yes, intelligence. Plants are intelligent beings, ready to offer up their living records to a house or body, able to receive the upload of information encoded in the water-soluble, photosynthesized liquid crystal transducers of what we call plant cells. Records of living liquid crystal, streams that create the river of consciousness that flows over Earth and bubbles up in a fountain of intuition, imagination, and creativity, the water of knowledge from pools of reflection called plants, plants that flow with life and knowledge, flowers and their fruit, hanging offerings, little living books from trees of knowledge, heard through the grapevine of nature's table, life's ever new, ever ripe, ever abundant bowl of cherries. Plants and the words that they reveal are the words from which we imagine ourselves having come long ago, words of light and power and beauty that in one form or another laid the groundwork of the founder's vision behind the world's truly great religions that, for the most part, have lost their spin. The age of imagination is drawing us into an age, by some, the age of Aquarius, the age across the visionary landscape of ever deep understandings, the landscapes whose path requires allies. These allies have been, are, and always be plants. Plants are the mysterious teaching beings, luminous and transcendental. They are fundamental as well as complemental and are rooted on the path as signs to show the way. Plants teach the word of the mouth. We have to eat them to understand them. But here is the one incredible creativity hypnosis trick for 2022. Creativity developing at a higher level. Relax. Give yourself permission now to allow that part of you that's most creative to move forward. You recognize there's much more of you, of substance, than is creative than there is anything else. So easy for you now to notice your senses, how focused and clear they are. Notice your experience of memory and how colorful and vivid they are. In fact, there's nothing about your life that isn't clear, detailed and creative within your mind. You've decided now to begin to access this wonderful experience that lives within you, and you can allow it to be expressed in many, many ways. You'll notice through the day, through the evening, through the day that passes, that is aware now, that there is awareness, how the world functions, how the world is, how you are in the world, that amazes you much like a child who's curious. And with each day and everything that focuses, you are becoming more curious how the life you are living is unfolding. And you will feel inclined to want to be more expressive in all of this in creative forms. And so however you are in the most creative, or you'd like to be the most creative, you notice there is within you a desire to begin to risk whatever there is that is at risk, to be creative, to express yourself, to notice there's also whatever there is in the past that might have hindered you, other people's opinions, other people's concerns, doubts, worries, fears, no longer plagues you. There is a real strong desire now to jump in and begin to express who you really are in a creative form. Looking forward to the day where you can be more creative, more expressive. You begin to prepare yourself in thoughts for opportunities to share yourself creatively and expressively. You will notice as the days unfold, you will allow yourself to develop patterns that give you opportunity for expressive creativity. You will want to do more, and more will come easily, and you'll notice that you will just see yourself as a very creative person, and you see yourself as you truly are, and as all people truly are, and even if they have not normally noticed this. So it is a normal state for you to be creative, and it's a normal thing for you to be creatively expressing yourself. And you'll notice now this normal experience that you have given permission for becomes easier, more comfortable, more frequent, more enjoyable. You're going to begin now to awaken as you move towards that awakening process. Look forward to the day, to in the way in which it will unfold for you, and how much creativity will occur within each day. So what if you thought about creativity hypnosis differently? And what if you didn't? The choice is yours.